In today's video, we are taking a look at my updated 2022 governor prediction as of today, July 13th of 2022. So let's get right into today's prediction. Now, starting with the safe states first, we have California, the state of Maryland, the state of Massachusetts, the state of Hawaii, and the state of New York will be considered safe for the Democratic Party. While for the Republican Party, Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Alaska, South Carolina, and the states of Vermont and New Hampshire with insanely popular Republican incumbents. So for the likely Democratic states, we have the state of Illinois. J.B. Pritzker is not that strong of a candidate, but he is gonna definitely be able to win because it is the deep blue state of Illinois. The state of Rhode Island should also go to the Democratic Party by a margin of a likely margin. It was safe back in 2018, but it was barely safe, so I'm going to move it down to likely. I'm also going to have Colorado with Jared Polis, going to win by about 8 to 9 points. Polis is a pretty popular incumbent in Colorado, should be able to win pretty easily. Now, for the likely Republican states, I believe there's 5, starting with the first one, the state of Kansas, with Laura Kelly. Laura Kelly is a pretty popular incumbent. I think she'll lose by 5 or 6, which is much better than other Democrats in statewide races. That being said, I just don't think that she'll be able to win in such a deep red environment in a state that is very rural. In like 2/3 of the state is very rural, very conservative. While for Texas, I also put this as a likely margin, but O'Rourke is not as strong of a candidate as he was in 2018 due to gun issues and some of the issues in Texas. Even abortion, Texans generally disapprove of abortions, so that should also hurt Beto O'Rourke's chances in the state of Texas. For the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis only won by 0.4% last election, but he's definitely going to be able to do much better in an election like 2022. Or for Iowa, Ohio, both of those races will lead for their respective parties. For the Republican Party, Kim Reynolds 2.7 points and Mike DeWine 3.7 points in the state of Ohio and Iowa. I think that these states that have been trending Republican by very fast speeds, I think they will go to the Republican Party by a likely margin. Now, the final states 11 toss-up races will be lean for tilt for their respective parties. Starting with the leading Democratic seats, we honestly don't have a lot. We have the state of Connecticut, of course, for the Democratic Party, Ned Lamont. His approval rating has been rising. That should help him in the state of Connecticut. Tim Walz also should be able to win in the state of Minnesota. Very popular, not very popular Democrat there, but Democrats, they consistently win the state of Minnesota by very close margins, but they still consistently win the state of Minnesota. Well, for the final, I'm not sure if there's actually any more leading Democratic states. I do move one of these states from my tilt Democratic characterization to a leading Democratic characterization. Being the state of Michigan, I do put this race as a race that goes to the Democratic Party by a lead margin. The Republicans are not doing very well with candidate selection or any of that. So Democrats are up at 17. Republicans have their leading states, a couple of them. Starting with the state of Georgia, I think Brian Kemp is doing very well actually in a lot of polls. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put as likely, given the polls, given FiveThirtyEight and all the predictors. Stacey Abrams really doesn't stand much of a chance in Georgia. Well, for Tony Evers, I do not believe he'll be able to win. He only won by 1% in 2018, a very democratic environment. That's not expected to be the case in 2022. Similarly, in the state of Nevada, it's a very competitive state. The environment is not there for the Democratic Party to win the state of Nevada. Similarly, in Arizona, Kara Lake is not the strongest of all candidates, but she's going to be able to win the state of Arizona by a margin of about 2% in the state of Arizona. Now there's 4 more remaining states. they're going to go tilt for either party. Starting with the first state, the state of Oregon. This race is very interesting. The independent could actually end up second place, potentially even win this race in the state of Oregon, which is really fascinating. This is the only race in which the independent has a huge impact in 2022. The Democrats running a okay-ish candidate. The independent being a candidate that leans Democratic could split the vote enough for the Republicans to technically win this race. I still think the Democrats win. Who will be second place? It's going to be a race that's like 35% Democrat and 30-30 for the Republican and Independents. So for the state of New Mexico, I do still have the Democrats winning this race. The incumbent there, Lujan Grisham, is not very popular. Had a couple of scandals, but that being said, the environment's not good for her. But she should still be able to win because New Mexico is still a pretty blue state as of this moment in time. The state of Pennsylvania, I do have this race a tilt characterization for the Republican Party. I think that the Republicans still will nearly be able to win this race. With the current governor won by 17 points in 2018. That being said, the Democrats are definitely not going to do as well. Josh Shapiro is polling behind John Fetterman. And Lou Barletta, though not the best candidate, I think is still okay-ish. He's not that good, but the forecasts, FiveThirtyEight polling websites do generally show Josh Shapiro not doing that well in the state of Pennsylvania. Now going to the final state, the state of Maine, I still have Janet Mills defeating Paula Page in this race. This is a very contested race for sure. In the end, I do think the Democrats will end up narrowly holding this race on. So, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.